Can dinner really taste this good with only 3 ingredients? Let's find out. Sometimes I just really don't have time for fancy. I just have time for dinner being done, and that's what all of these recipes are about. Tonight for dinner, we've got a 3-ingredient meal, super easy. Now, when I say 3 ingredients, I'm really focusing on the main part of the meal. I'm probably gonna serve mine with pasta because I can throw that together really quickly. 3 ingredients, but I'm gonna throw a little 4th ingredient in there, just make some pasta on the side. We actually already have rice made, so I thought about using that because then I wouldn't have to do anything else additionally, but I'm thinking that I want the rice for lunch tomorrow. All right, so I'm gonna take 2 large chicken breasts and cut off the pieces that we don't like. And then I'm also gonna cut them in half this way to thin it out. So we will end up with 4 pieces. Oh, I made that one super small. Ugh, that's all right. So we're just gonna thin it out a little bit more. Okay, in this case, I am gonna pat it dry a bit. We're keeping this really simple, but I'm gonna spray my pan here. I'm using a 9x13. Honestly, I probably could use a 9x9 or an 8x8, but I just went ahead and got this one out so we don't have to change it or anything. Let's salt the chicken. And you can add salt, pepper, whatever seasonings you want, onion powder, garlic powder, you know, all the things that you like on your chicken. I'm keeping it really simple. I know almost everybody probably has salt in their house, I would assume, unless of course you're not allowed to eat salt. So one side, I will salt the other side as well. This is pesto. Now I made my own pesto. Obviously you don't have to make your own pesto. You can just buy pesto, but I had enough basil on my basil plant to make pesto for me, you, and everybody else. So I made enough pesto for probably a year and froze it. I now also have enough pesto on our plant back there that I could make it for a few more years. Or I have enough basil on my plant back there to make pesto for 2 to 3 more years. But I think a year will be enough. A year supply is probably good. So I'm just taking a little bit here and putting it at the bottom of the dish. And then I'm gonna take the chicken and lay it salt side down. And salt the other side of the chicken, just making sure everything has good flavor. Okay, so at this point, we've got pesto and we've got chicken. I'm not counting salt because mostly I assume everybody has salt. Now take pesto, and we're gonna start to just put that all over the chicken. So I froze this in, I wanna say it was 1/2 cup portions, thinking that's probably about what we would use in a recipe. It's so easy to make, y'all, so easy. And if you have a ton of basil like I do, that's definitely a great use. Also, my daughter loves pesto. She's gonna be very excited about tonight's dinner. All right, now you could use shredded mozzarella if you want. I went ahead and just bought a ball of mozzarella, the fresh kind, just because that's what I felt like I wanted. But if you are more comfortable with the shredded kind and you just want to sprinkle over the top, that's totally fine too. All right, the oven is ready. It's preheated to 350 degrees. And I'm just gonna cut this into slices. They don't have to be perfect. They're gonna melt. And then you can just take them and place them on your chicken. Also, this is not the sharpest knife. Highly suggest a sharper knife and it will look a lot better. Okay, I think that's enough. Let's put this one away. We like cheese, but I don't want to overpower it with cheese either. All right, I don't have a cover for this dish, so I'm just gonna use foil. Cover this loosely-ish. And we are just about preheated. Did I say 350 or 375? It needs to be 375. 375. All right, 375. It's gonna bake for about 20 minutes or so. Because I thinned these out, I wanna be careful not to overdo them. 20 minutes or so, but depends on how thick your chicken slices are, so be real careful. All right, after these were done cooking, I let them sit under the broiler for just a couple minutes. I wanted to get some of that color on the top so it wouldn't be so white. And also it just adds a nice little char. And we also had some green beans left over from dinner, I think it was 2 nights ago, so I went ahead and just added those to the plates. Love that brown color that you get. Make sure that you turn on the broiler because it really makes a difference, especially in the way it looks, which you guys know we eat with our eyes first. And then you can also warm up some pesto to kind of drizzle over the pasta. There should be a good amount on the chicken though, so it should work well with that. But the chicken portion, so the main portion of this meal, only 3 ingredients. All right, I cut us a little piece here so we could taste it. We're using that burrata protein pasta. Well, I was gonna eat it. Yeah, good flavor.
Pesto hits you right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and actually I'm not sure you need more of the pesto for the pasta, because there's enough of it on the chicken. When I just said a second ago when I was filming it that you might want to heat up some pesto on the side, I don't think you need it.
That'd be overkill, I think.
Yeah, because pesto is one of those really potent flavors.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is super easy, like pretty inexpensive overall, especially considering which ingredients you use. Like I bought a higher end mozzarella, but you know, a bag of mozzarella shredded cheese is like $2.99 or something at our store. So pretty inexpensive as far as that goes too.
And delicious.
Yeah, definitely good. And then the pesto, I made that myself, so for us, and I actually didn't have to buy anything. So pretty inexpensive as far as that goes too. But yeah, really good quality meal that took, again, like another 20 minutes, honestly.
Can't beat that.
Yeah. Hey friends, we're gonna make another 3 ingredient dinner. I have been loving these lately because they're just so easy to make. Throw everything into the oven, the crock pot, the air fryer, whatever it is, just a few ingredients, really inexpensive to make and just super easy. So I've got in this bowl right here, this is some honey mustard, and then this is breadcrumbs. I do wanna salt my breadcrumbs a little bit, make sure that they have really good flavor. You can also add paprika. Actually, let's do that. Let's add a little bit of paprika. Just kind of mix that together. Also, y'all, I had to take my mom to the airport this morning. She is going on a trip with my grandma and one of my aunts. She had to be at the airport at 4:30, which meant that I had to wake up at 3:15 to get to her house and take her to the airport, which is totally fine. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying, if there are bags under my eyes, it's because I've been awake since 3:15. So with that said, I do not have the capacity to make a complicated dinner tonight. A 3 ingredient meal could not be better. Okay, so I'm gonna use these chicken breasts that I have, and we're gonna cut these into tenderloins to make the strips. You can obviously just buy tenderloins, but I already had this, so it means I don't have to spend any money. Okay, now we can just cut them into tenderloins. So, I mean, just make them whatever size you want them to be for your family. That might vary. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and take them and put them into the honey mustard and just let them sit there for a minute while I cut the rest. My daughter is at volleyball practice right now, and then I will go get her, and then we have baseball practice. Volleyball practice ends at 5:30, so I'll have to take food with me to her because baseball starts at 6. So essentially it's pick up at baseball and then, or pick up at volleyball and run over to baseball. And I woke up at 3:30, 3:15. It's one of those days. And I'm actually gonna use my air fryer tonight, but if you don't have an air fryer, that's completely fine. Lay these out on a parchment lined baking sheet or spray a baking sheet. You're gonna cook at 400 for like, it honestly depends on how thick these are, 12 to 18 minutes-ish, and then you'll be ready. All right, I'm gonna spray the air fry basket and then just start to take the chicken that has the honey mustard on it, coat that in the breadcrumbs, and just lay it on the air fry basket or in the air fry basket. Really, really easy. Like such a simple recipe. I made my own honey mustard, so you can absolutely do that, or you can just buy it. It was pretty easy to make, and I always have all those ingredients on hand. So you've got Dijon mustard, some honey, obviously honey mustard, Dijon mustard, honey, lemon juice, a little bit of mayo, and cayenne. I think that was all the ingredients. I have to go back and think about it because I have 0 brain cells right now, literally. Now, this is gonna be a really easy dinner. Obviously, you could pair this with some like oven French fries, or I mean, you could just make a nice vegetable or a salad to go on the side. We just got the Kaizen protein mac and cheese. So I wanna try it and just see how it is. Some of you have said that you've tried it before and you didn't like it, and then some of you have said that you tried it and you really liked it. So we just got some today and I'm gonna try that one. So here's a little note. You might actually want to do these in the oven as opposed to the air fryer. And actually, you know what? I'll put the rest of these in the oven just so we can see how they compare. But I can't fit any more in my air fry basket, and I still have probably 6 or 7 more tenders to do. So obviously this is feeding a family of 4, and this is a lot of tenders. I'm surprised at how many this is making out of 2 chicken breasts. All that to say, just depending on how big your family is, you might want to adjust accordingly. I'm gonna put them on 400 in the air fryer as well, and I'll probably do like 3 minutes, turn them, 3 minutes, 4 minutes or so, and we'll see where they are then. All right, let's just try this other little batch here in the oven and see how the 2 compare. And actually, this will work out fine because my husband has to finish up a work project, so he might be eating at a different time and he can have these, although I'll taste them and let you know. Oh, I don't know if I finished what I was talking about, but we got the Kaizen, we got some Kaizen pasta and some of their mac and cheese. So I wanna give it a try. There is another brand that we found at Sam's Club that we've actually been really liking. You know, boxed mac and cheese is obviously not the greatest thing in the world, but there are a few better options out there. Annie's obviously has a good option as far as the boxed mac and cheese goes, but at Sam's, they have a new one called, we're calling it Goodles. I don't know if it's Goodles or Goodles because it's G-O-O-D like good and then L-E-S. So I don't know if that's Goodles or Goodles. Anyway, their ingredients are pretty good and it tastes good too. Our kids like it. So some days you just need a box mac and cheese to go with dinner. All right, so we've got the chicken strips here, the mac and cheese, and then we're each gonna have a little serving of fruit as well on the side. And that is dinner tonight, as simple as it can be. He's making his into like a mac and cheese bowl with the chicken cut up on the top of the bowl. I am gonna eat mine on the side with mac and cheese. I just wanna taste these side by side to let you know. So these are the oven ones, looks good. Tastes good, air fry. The air fry is a little crispier than the oven one. Obviously they both have the same flavor, but I do think the air fry is better just because of that crispiness. You need a little bit more salt in the seasoning. I think a little bit more salt would take these over the edge, take these over the top, but otherwise they're good, especially for a 3-ingredient meal. You get that little hint of sweetness from the honey mustard, but it's a chicken tender, so it's just changing it up a little bit. All right, friends, full disclosure here in future editing, wanted to let you know we did not love this mac and cheese. It's not terrible, it's not great. There are so many better options. There are so many decent, better for you options of mac and cheese on the market, and this one just didn't nail it for us. The pasta itself wasn't necessarily bad. We just don't love the mac and cheese. I don't think we would get this one again. Tonight for dinner, we have another 3-ingredient meal. And before I even start this, I do want to let you know there are so many different ways that you can make this specific chicken. So it really depends on how much time you have. But one of the easiest ways is to take some chicken breasts, put a little bit of salt on them, throw them in your crock pot, top with your favorite salsa, come back later, 4 hours later or so, and shred it up, serve it over rice. Literally done. That's it. It is that simple, crazy easy. I'm gonna change it up a little bit tonight because it is actually, it's 5:45 and we do not have time for a crock pot meal. Could have if I had started it earlier, obviously, but this is how we're gonna do it tonight. So I wanna show you how you can still use these ingredients, but change it up just a little bit. So I've got some chicken breasts that I've already cut here. I'm gonna add some cumin. Now I'm not counting the spices that I'm adding as an ingredient because This is, you know, most people have this kind of stuff in their pantry. Let's add some garlic powder. We're just giving them really good flavor. Add some onion powder, again, just good flavor. And let's add some salt. You can add pepper too if you would like to. I was gonna make rice to go along with this, but then I saw in the refrigerator that we actually have pasta left over from last night, just plain pasta. So that's what we're gonna go with. We're gonna have pasta with this. A nice salad would be good on the side, but we're keeping it very, very simple to finish out this week. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say we're finishing out this week, I have posted every single day this week what we've eaten for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and super simple things that you can make for your family. Most of the dinners that I've made have taken under 20 minutes. Go back and watch the previous few days and you'll see all the different things that you can make for your family. So crazy easy. All right, let's take this over to the other side of the kitchen where I've got a pan that's already getting hot. We want this to be nice and hot when we put this chicken in. Let's just put a little bit of oil into the pan. There are truly so many different ways that you can take what you might see on someone's YouTube channel and just adjust it to your dietary needs. Whatever it is that your family likes, whatever you're able to eat, all that kind of stuff, just adjust it because I mean, honestly, you can leave 1 or 2 ingredients out, usually in a recipe, and sub with something else, and it's still gonna be delicious. I did make my own salsa for this recipe. Obviously, you don't have to do that, but I have it available because we still got a lot of tomatoes and jalapenos growing on the garden, so I just threw a salsa together super fast. I'm gonna put the chicken in seasoned side down, and actually, I might need to cook in 2 batches. I don't wanna crowd it because I want it to get a nice, sear on the chicken. And I'm gonna go ahead and add those same flavors on the other side. Right. Now, if you have a bigger pan, you might be able to cook yours all at the same time. Ooh, yeah, that's what I like to see. Some beautiful color. Nice. Let's put a little bit of salsa at the bottom of the pan. Be there, kind of heat up. Turn the heat down a bit though. And then let's take all of our chicken and put that back in. You can smell that garlic in the salsa cooking. Top each one with some salsa. I'm gonna take the rest of that mozzarella that we used last night in the pesto chicken recipe and just kind of put some on the chicken. Not all over, but just in a few places. And that'll melt. I might cover this for just a moment just so that the cheese will melt a little bit. I'm gonna turn the heat pretty much all the way to low. Let's put a lid on for just a moment. And I'm gonna heat up the pasta and we'll be about ready to go. All right, friends, another really simple dinner.
I just need to explain. If there is a wet outline in my shirt when you're watching this, it's not because I was outside doing hard work. I was washing our cat, however. And to dry her, you got to wrap her up in a towel. Any of you cat owners know this because those claws can get pretty vicious and you just got to hold her against your body.
So if you follow me on Instagram, I explained the situation. Both of our animals are rescues. So our dog is a rescue about 5 years ago, but the cat is 10 years old. And apparently she was abandoned at days old. So she didn't have a mother nursing her, anything like that. And she never learned to bathe herself. So she's not a normal cat, you guys. I mean,
it's like 3 spots. She hits them all the time.
You know, most cats have, this is gross to talk about as we're eating, but you know, most cats have hairballs because they clean themselves. Ours has twice in her life, maybe, had a hairball because she doesn't know how to bathe herself. And I'm guessing it's because she didn't have that maternal example. So we get to bathe her.
And this is when I wish it was flipped, that we'd have had the dog first and then the cat, because we could have trained the dog to bathe the cat. That's what I would have
I don't know if that would work. But yeah, so we have to bathe her because she's incompetent, for lack of a better term. She can't do it. So it's like once, twice a year, maybe.
Really.
It's very rare, but yeah. Another super easy dinner. So I'm just gonna cut a little piece for each of us to try. The salsa, so similar to what we made last night, because you've got, last night we had the pesto chicken and tonight it's salsa chicken, but same concept. Another good meal.
Cilantro? Mm-hmm. I like this better than last night.
Okay.
I just love cilantro and that salsa flavor.
This salsa is good.
Very good.
Yeah, and I made it in seconds because I just put it all in a blender yesterday. But yeah, it's so easy to make, y'all. And like I said, depending on how much time you have, you could throw it in the crock pot and shred it, and you have a salsa chicken that way.
Oh, yeah.
Serve it over rice in the same way we do our ranch chicken. Meals don't have to be complicated. Yeah. They can be very simple and still be hearty and delicious. Yeah. And you can change up flavors, just like truly tonight's meal is so similar to last night's, but just changing that one ingredient, salsa versus pesto, and it's a totally different meal.
That's true.
So don't be scared just to change it up little by little. Our verse today comes from Psalm 31:24. Be strong and let your heart take courage, all you who wait for the Lord. I hope this gave you a few easy ideas to make dinner simple this week. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out the video that I've linked above for more quick recipes that you're going to love. Have a great week.